to Spotlight. I'm your host, Amitha. Join us weekly to get inspired by guests and their success stories. We often look for opportunities to come knocking at our door. But when we create opportunities for ourselves, we become trailblazers towards progress in the world. Well, our guest today is one such trailblazer. She's an inspirational community leader, a mom, a wife, entrepreneur, actress, model, producer, activist, and much more. She is the founder of Project Dreams, which is a platform that's bringing together global changemakers. It's with pleasure I welcome to our show Miss Dayana Stanislaus. Hi, Dayana.
Hello, Aditi. Thank you so much for having me on this show.
And thank you so much. It's an honor. There's so much that you do. I don't know, you probably are cloning yourselves. So we'll get to that in a minute. But first of all, tell us a little bit more about your growing up and your whole journey thus far.
Okay, so being I was born and brought up in Sri Lanka. I was born and raised in Sri Lanka, and as you know, we have a very strict and a cultural lifestyle back home. And then I got a chance to move to Canada, and I came here. But even though, like, ever since I was a kid, I always had this vibe in me. Um, Inner voice hearing this thing like, you got to do something, you need to do something. And I've been hearing this all the time, and I never got an opportunity to do any of those. Came to Canada, did my high studies, and then got married to a wonderful husband, very supportive, and wonderful in-laws, very supportive. And then I started my journey in human resources. So I worked as an HR professional for many years. And well, I'm a very people person. I love to be among people, and I'm very like social person. And then what happened was I decided in 2017, I decided, okay, enough. I need to do what I have to do. I got to listen to my inner voice. And I quit my job completely, my full time job, and I started doing what I wanted to do. And I have many things that's going on right now. So I don't know if you want me to mention that right now or.
Absolutely. I mean, that's amazing. You decided to listen to your inner voice. It's great that you have a supportive husband. Sometimes, as you said, growing up, there's some restrictions, especially with female in a South Asian culture. But this is great. You have a supportive husband. You decided to listen to your voice. So that seems to be your motivation, the fact that you had an inner voice you're listening to. And now you have established yourself with a slash career, I would say, with so many different things that you do. Before we get to that, what were some of the challenges that you faced in terms of establishing yourself in such an unconventional role, especially for a female?
Well, when it comes to challenges, I'm a person that who would not listen to what others would judge about you. That is something that is strongly rooted in our culture, about judgmental, about what would somebody think about you, or is it okay to follow, if you have a certain dream, is it okay to follow in that path, or is it okay to follow your dreams? Would my husband think something, or would my in-laws think something if you are married, or would my child think if you're a mom? But I broke all of it. I call myself a butterfly because butterflies are always known to represent endurance, change, hope, and life. And I see myself as a butterfly. And the challenges, I would say, even now, um, my mom, my dad is very supportive, and the main reason I got the awake about achieving or following my dreams is because of my dad. I lost my dad almost 3 years ago now, But thank God I got the chance to be with him, beside him the last few days, and he was able to speak to me till the last breath. So we had great conversations during that time. And one thing that he told me was, if I had the chance, I could have done a few more things. And that really stuck in my heart. And I said, you know what, Dad, like, I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to follow my dreams. But whereas my mom is very much brought up in a cultural atmosphere, cultural lifestyle, and she's very much particular about giving more importance to what would others think, what would somebody think. You're married, you're a mom for a kid. So that was a challenge for me to like break that barrier. And I said, no, I'm going to do what I want to do. And now that she sees me, that I'm shining in things that I have uh, taken steps in bringing difference, she is trying to support me, but mothers are mothers.
But it's great. You got, a little bit of both worlds with your parents. Your dad, rest his soul. But I'm just saying, uh, great you had an experience of different expectations or judgments, as you want to call it. But in the end, you came to your own. You listened to your inner voice and used the positive support that you had, and let go of maybe some of the negative voices, that's around you. And today, absolutely right, you're shining like a star with the so many things that you do. So enlighten our viewers all the different roles that you do. Give us a brief synopsis of what do you do.
Okay. Before I touch base on that, I also wanted to tell you one thing that I follow is I try to stay away from negative vibes, negative people. Anybody that would say anything negative, I keep myself away from them. So that is one thing that really helped me to come thus far in what I'm doing. And as I said, I was focusing on being an HR professional. And then 2017, I decided to become a fashion model because that's something that was in me since I was a kid. And the reason being why it really motivated me was because I'm not very tall. And among my friends, my close friends, we all studied together from grade 3 till the high school. They're all very tall, and I've been called as shorty. So that at that time it didn't click me. But then I thought to myself, there are so many of like me would be out there thinking, okay, you're short and you won't be able to achieve something. And I chose fashion because fashion requires height. But thankfully, Canada has this diversity where they give you opportunities. And being in Canada, there are so much opportunities that you can use. So I thought, let me pull fashion model first. So I did a research, I came across an academy, Toronto Fashion Academy. I completed my high fashion there, did modeling, sold my first dress as the first fashion model that I did for an African fashion designer.
Nice.
That was a great success for me. So that gave me the confidence more to follow my dreams in fashion. Then through that, I went to many networkings, and I also had this thirst of becoming an actress. So why? Because I wanted to prove that age is only a number and you can do anything. If you have that passion and thirst, you can achieve anything at any age. So I will be turning 40 next year. And
Oh, you don't look it, girl.
thank you. Thank you. So when I decided this, I was 37, and I said, honestly, when that my birthday is on 21st of May, when I turned 20 or 37, something came to my mind. I said, you got to do something. So I became a fashion model. I became an actress. Then I became a published model via the connections that I had, because I came across the film stars who thankfully chose me to be a part-time employee with them, because it's such a beautiful organization helping youth that are from underprivileged community. So
Wow, Diana, you are a age-defying, multi-talented, leader, and we are so proud to have you. So we have heard a little bit about what you do. We have more to find out where you are going to and what you do. But before that, it's time for a short break. Welcome back to Spotlight. We are talking to the gorgeous, multifaceted Dayana Stanislaus. This is amazing. So, you've been telling us about your journey, about the model, the actress, and the published model. So, go on.
thank you. So when I was talking about the published model and becoming an actress, that's where another challenge came to me is like maintaining yourself. So I chose gym, I chose meditation. So you need to take care of yourself very much. And I come across with friends where they say, oh, I can't do this. I wish I could do this. Like, I'm a person, I don't like to sit and say that. I like to make it happen. So I decided I'm going to make it happen. I wanted to become a model. Okay, I did. I wanted to become a published model. I did. So that I wanted to become an actress. Okay, I am. Now I am a host for one of my shows, and also with a radio station. I'm a host with a radio station called Mutamul FM. My show, which is called Inspired by Dreams with Dayana. That is something that I started out of my passion. I wanted to dedicate my time because by becoming a fashion model and actress, I came across many, many interesting individuals that had lovely stories with them, and the challenges that they went through, they overcame. So I decided, these individuals needs to be shown to the society. And I said, okay, why don't I create a platform? And thankful to my friend who is in Sri Lanka. He's my mentor and a great friend who actually gave me the platform with VJTV, Janagan, who gave the platform with VJTV and also gave his team as well to help me with technical issues. And I am doing the show. So I introduce quite a bit of change makers with that inspiring stories. And then it's been almost 1.5 years that I've been continuously doing it. The pandemic hit us. So that didn't stop me. What I did was, being an artist, I wanted to help artists, independent artists, because indie artists are the ones that are affected very much. They go through many, many, many challenges. Finding the right peers to work with, finding the right sources to work with, it is very challenging. So I said, okay, let me use this online live platform and create this connecting independent artists from around the world. It was not easy for me to find the right humble independent artists. But thankfully, I have great friends that I already know who are independent artists who really connected me with right ones. For people like you as well.
It's amazing, yeah, to have connected. It's such a great platform. Viewers really need to check it out. And you're really making the world a smaller place, bringing everybody together on one platform, and people from different walks of life, different ethnicities, so everybody can relate to it. So hats off to you and your team for that.
Thank you.
So this is actually, as we heard, one of the many things that you do, and this is part of, I guess, your brand, as you would say, maybe Project Dreams. Is that correct?
Yes.
So let's take a step back, and how did that idea pop into your head? So this is just one part of Project Dreams.
Yes, that's right. Project Dreams, because everybody has a dream. And I want to create this as a project dream, is because I want everybody that has real passion dreams to join in this journey. You all are welcome, because sharing your dreams and helping each other is what will bring you far away, will take you far away. So anybody with the dreams are more than welcome to join here. And I created these segments under Project Dreams. Also, I have the humanitarian as well under this because of COVID-19. I decided to do certain things under this Project Dreams as well. Born and raised in Sri Lanka, I decided to do certain things to my community back home as well with a foundation, helping feeding people, and then help the frontline workers. They're very, very much appreciated during this pandemic time. And I decided to celebrate the birthdays of nurses. What I would do is I would take a birthday cake. Thank you to my dear friend Janisha. She's a nurse in the maternity division. So she would tell me if anybody's birthdays come. So I would literally take a birthday cake to them and say happy birthday and thank you so much for being a frontline worker. And I would give it to them and come. So things like this, I would donate stuff to shelters, and this also came because of an important title that I'm holding, which is Mrs. Galaxy One. Uh, yes, with the Galaxy, yeah, with the Canada Galaxy pageant, and the reason why I chose to join that is also to bring awareness to let the world know age is only a number, and don't get into your brain system saying that you're getting old, you can do certain things. No, you can do anything at any age. So that is one reason that why I joined that, and that is also giving me opportunities to get more involved in community because I love to give. So I'm a giver, and this is giving.
Sounds like it. And I mean, it's a truly well deserved title. Galaxy, I would also add Superwoman to that. I mean, look at the amount of giving back you're doing to the community, Diana. I mean, you remind me of the princess, really, giving back to the community, so selflessly. And you definitely come through, even though this is a virtual interview, it does come through as you being a people person. And I have met you in person before all this lockdown, and you're so warm to approach, and you're always willing to help, and it's so evident in everything that you have been doing thus far. We want to find out more. I mean, you are like a bottomless well, we'll find more and more layers with you as we keep talking. But for now, it's time for a short break. Welcome back to Spotlight. We are talking to the inspirational Dayana Stanislaus. So, Diana, this is amazing. You being such a great community leader, giving back and back so much selflessly. So, we heard about all the projects that you're doing on your own, but I understand that you're also part of some organizations that are already established. So, tell us more.
Thank you, Amitha. Yes, I am also part of a founding member of Immigrant Women in Business for the Brampton City. We are an organization this is also an organization where we help the immigrant people, immigrant women especially, to help them overcome the challenges and give them opportunities. So when I say Project Dreams is also a platform of opportunities and helping people stepping out of their comfort zone and supporting them in every way. So of course, I'm a part of that, and also I will be involved with Hospice Bond, which is another organization where I'll be volunteering myself, helping special needs individuals as well, especially the palliative care people, because my dad was in that situation. So I wanted to give back that comfort zone to people that are experiencing at the last minute of their life.
Wow. Dana, is there any part of the community that you do not touch with that lovely smile, with that healing, touch? It's just amazing. I have to ask, you probably do not live on earth, because how do you get time to do all of this? I mean, plus, do you have some time to relax?
Yes, Of course, I enjoy doing this. So everything that I do, I love what I do. So that gives me the happiness. Also, I'm a big person on meditation. I love nature, and I love to connect myself with nature. So anytime I'm also a human, so I do get sometimes get that vibe of like when I feel like I'm getting down, I don't let myself go that much down personally. So I would meditate. I would get up at 4:30 in the morning. I like to meditate around 5 a.m. because they say that is when all the yogis get up and meditate during that time, and it gives the right connection. So I try my very best to do that, and I've been meditating for 2 years now. I love taking care of myself. I'm very much into that, and spending time with my family gives me that great vibe. My 11-year-old son and my husband, my in-laws, my friends, I should not forget. They are my great vibes, and they're always behind my back, giving that motivation and push to do what I want to do. So I'm blessed in that saying, and I'm a very religious person too. So I do set time for prayers and things like that. I watch what I eat. I watch what I do. I work out. So all everything falls into that.
I mean, it's quite obvious, just looking at you and also with all the energy that you're putting out here today, that you are an all rounder. You truly an example of what we all should strive to be, in my opinion, in, taking care of yourself as well as making time for the community, because we are all one big family. If we don't progress, the community doesn't progress. If the community doesn't progress, we don't progress. So you're a true example of what everyone should strive to be. This is so great, Diana. I mean, thank you so much. Despite being so busy, you took time out of your schedule to come and talk to us today so our viewers can get inspired. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so honored to be here.
And I was just wondering, do you have any tips for our viewers who are watching us, who, as you mentioned, there's a lot of expectations put on us by society to be a certain way at a certain age, a certain gender, but you have defied all of that. You've given us so much inspiration today. Do you have any tips for those viewers who are struggling with those ideas?
Definitely, definitely. This is the only main reason why I created these platforms to bear my shows, to see and hear other people's successful stories. But one thing I wanted to tell everyone is it is a one beautiful life. So live it blissfully and make your dreams come alive. Keep your dreams alive because life is like a little bubble, it can burst at any time. For example, today I woke up with a very, very sad story. Here, I read this. My friend, who's my gym partner, she lost her niece at the age of 18. So you don't know, and I'm hearing this often now. We're losing a lot of youngsters these days. So life is not a permanent thing for us. It's a temporary thing. So live your life blissfully. And the tips that I can give you is don't pay attention to what others are going to tell you. Just if you have a dream, if you have a passion, and if you are married, discuss that with your life partner, discuss that with your husband or wife, and talk to them, express them, this is what I wanted to do. And definitely, no, I don't think there would be any life partner who wouldn't want to see you shining out there. So definitely they will give you, or this is Canada, there's so many resources where you can get the help to come out of your comfort zone and give you that advice to do certain things. So make use out of all of that. And self-care is very important. Take care of yourself, love yourself, and enjoy your life. There's no need for it to be stressful. It's not, I don't think it's ideal to be stressed out.
Very well said, Diana. I mean, We would love to follow you on your journey. Where can our viewers find more information?
So when I started this 2 years ago, I didn't even know how to operate the Instagram ID. As I said, I'm falling into my 40s soon, but I don't. So what I did was I made myself to get involved with the 20s youngsters, and I learned everything. Now I'm a pro in Instagram. So if you guys want to follow me, I always post stories every day, motivational stories, what I do. So my Instagram would be at Dayana Stanislaus, and there's my VGTV YouTube channel. You can find everything if you go on my Instagram, and working on my website as well. So I will be releasing that. My Facebook ID is also Dayana Stanislaus. You can follow me there as well. And you will see what cool things I do every day on a daily basis. Silly things that I do with my family as well.
Well, Diana, it's been a pleasure having you on Spotlight. We will follow you and we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Abhiti, for having me. And thank you all for listening to me. Thank you.
Thank you. So that was Miss Dayana Stanislaus, who has inspired us today to take care of ourselves and create opportunities for ourselves. Well, that's a wrap for this week's show. Thank you for watching us. Continue to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and write to us at spotlight@ethnicchannels.com. Until next week, this is Amitha signing off, encouraging you to dream big, work hard, and make it happen.